don't know if I should be saying this one. Okay, I think that was good. I am really gonna be embarrassed to edit this video. Hello. Hi, I'm Jenna. Today I wanted to talk about the fact that I turned 18. I kind of wanted to talk about like things that I have learned from 18 years of life, because I know I'm not wise, but I feel like I know things. And I've really learned a lot this year. I've had a lot of time to think. This is in no particular order. I guess the first one we could talk about is the fact that I'm outside. When I am feeling down or not productive, whatever it is, just need to like have a break for a second to just get my mind wrapped around things. I like to go outside, and I really should do it more often. I really do think it's good for mental health to go outside and just breathe fresh air for a second. That's like first tip, I guess, because that is what I'm doing currently. My first one that I have written down is to just be nice to everybody, because you don't know what they're going through. I don't think that people actually follow through with that a lot. Like, they know that saying, but they don't really understand. For me too, some things happen like where someone else is mean or rude or whatever, and then I'll be like, why did they do that? Like, they're being so rude right now. I don't understand. I feel like a good way to think about it is that they probably just had a really hard day or week or whatever. And also, I know this because when I've had a hard time or when I've been sad about something and people are kind of rude to me or it's not nice, then I'll be like, I wish they knew how I felt right now, because they just made it worse and they have no idea. And I bet other people think that too, and so I feel like it's just a good thing to make sure you're being nice. Next one is to spend as much time with your family as you can. You think about your grandparents. Yeah, I probably need to spend time with them because they're getting old. But I think you don't realize that even your parents or yourself, like, we're all aging. Life flies by, and you're gonna wish you spent as much time with your parents as you did with your friends or whatever. Hopefully that made sense. It's like easier for me to think about these things in my head, but then when I say it out loud to a camera, it's like kind of awkward. This is one that I'm still trying to grasp, but I at least know that I need to, and that's to find a balance. Finding a balance in life is so important for all the different things that you have going on, because I was quarantining for a while. It's like you don't appreciate the time that you have for yourself. That time is so important also to just find a balance in life, because the things I have going on, it's like friends, boyfriends, school, family, work. I'm always busy doing something. Now YouTube. And I just think that it's important to just take a step back, make sure you have that time for yourself, and make sure you're balancing everything correctly and not dragging yourself down and tying yourself out, because I know I do that a lot and it's something I'm trying to work on. And then this one, I guess, kind of ties into the other thing, is just make time for yourself, because it's so important to make sure that your mental health, your physical health is being taken care of. I think that's a really important thing to focus on, because once you start doing everything and focusing on all these different activities, you forget to focus on yourself. And it's important to just make sure you're, you know, eating healthy and also taking time to work out and go outside, stuff like that. But I think I already talked about that in the last one, so I hope that makes sense. Okay, this is another thing that I feel like as I've gotten older, I've realized more about, because I'd like to say that I'm a nice person. And sometimes I find myself not sticking up for myself when I need to be. When I was younger, I feel like I got walked on a lot more than I should have, because everybody knew that I was nice and I wasn't gonna say anything. So I think it's good to just make sure that you're sticking up for yourself, and you don't have to be mean about it. Like at work, if I get taken off of, like, this actually happened. Like, I got taken off a position that I didn't think that I had to be taken off of, because I felt like I could have grown more if I stayed on the position and like worked it out myself. But I got taken off, and so I spoke up and I said that I didn't think I should have been taken off of the position. And I think just things like that. You don't have to be rude about it, but you also should make sure that your thoughts and your opinions are being heard, and you're not just sitting back and agreeing. There's a balance for that too, because you want to be nice, but sometimes you do need to speak up. My next one is to take everything as a learning lesson and learning opportunity, because in situations where you find yourself kind of struggling or regretting something that happened or something that was done, it's always a good thing to just be be reassured of the fact that you're learning something and life is teaching you something right now from that situation. Even to just make yourself feel better, you can tell yourself, I'm literally learning something right now. Like, life is just full of experiences, and sometimes it's gonna be hard and sometimes it's gonna be really good, but everything you're learning and you're growing as a person. This next one is something that I don't practice enough but I'm trying to, is to just talk to people that you normally wouldn't talk to, because at the end of the day, we're all more worried about ourselves. It really doesn't matter if you talk to some. First of all, we're really small. In the universe, we are so small. And so in the grand scheme of things and everything that's going on, like, I feel like I always think about this when I'm going on trips or when I'm in a plane or something. I'm like, we are so tiny, and whatever's going on back at my house or back at home or back at school, it's so small, you know, and it doesn't matter. And this also applies to making sure that you're talking to people. If it's a embarrassing experience, it's not really gonna matter in the grand scheme of things. You're just gonna laugh about it one day. You don't want to regret not talking to people and just trying to make as many friends as you can. I feel like this is a good thing for me to learn too, because I am very shy. Sometimes I'll be like, I want to talk to this person, or I want to tell them I like their outfit, but I'm scared. And at the end of the day, they'll like that. I don't really know where I'm going with this. To make sure that you're including people, because I feel like that's happened to me a lot this year. Me getting personal now. It's just like kind of feeling like I'm not a part of the group as much as I could be, like a part of whatever it might be. If you see someone not being included as much as they should be, you should invite them places, or maybe you see that they don't really have that many friends. I feel like that could really help them. I feel like this next one kind of goes into what I was just saying about make sure you're including people, but if you aren't being included, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, because those friends or whatever that you have, you're probably not even gonna be friends with these people in 10 years or a year. So don't let it affect you, because you have to be confident in what you're doing and in yourself, and that you're a good person. If they're not seeing that, then that's their own fault, not yours. Gosh, these bugs. Just because I want to hang outside does not mean I like bugs. I'm also scared that a bug has landed in this coffee I have. And yes, it is almost 5 o'clock and I'm drinking coffee. Okay, this is the next one that applies for me in situations where, like, someone might have gotten to a college that I didn't get into, or someone got promoted and I didn't. Like, stuff like that, where it's like, you could have gotten those accomplishments, but you didn't. I think it's good to just make sure that you're still being happy for people, because even in situations where I've had an accomplishment, I always see when someone isn't really that happy for me or is jealous or something. Just don't be jealous. Be confident that you know your path is leading you to a good place, and your plan is being drawn out for you just like theirs is, and that it's okay that that didn't happen to you because it wasn't part of your big plan that's gonna make you happy, you know? And know your time will come. Okay, I've been listening to Crime Junkies, the podcast called Crime Junkies. I bet everybody knows about it, honestly. If you don't, you definitely should watch it. It's so good, and it's very entertaining, but also educational, because you see ways that people have been unsafe, and it kind of is educational to understand ways that you can be safe and not be in those situations. Since then, I've literally gotten pepper spray. I'm just trying to be safe. Don't want to hurt anybody, but practice common knowledge, because if you just don't think you're safe, then get out of that situation no matter what it is. Make sure that you feel comfortable and that you feel safe, because sometimes things are gonna happen to other people, but they don't have to happen to you. This is a good one for me turning 18, and I've been watching a lot of like investing videos and money videos on YouTube. I just realized how important it is to save my money, and I mean, right now I've really like gone downhill because I've been in quarantine. Even though I haven't really been spending money, I'm not gaining any money either, because I've been quarantined and haven't been able to work. But yeah, your money can add up over a long period of time if you just let it. If you just let it save your money and invest. Investing in stocks is so great, and it's like, why not? Like, you're literally building your money up by just letting it sit there in stocks. I'm not very educated on it, so I'm not gonna say a lot about it, but I feel like that's such a good thing to be educated on and do your research on, because money is important, and you can gain a lot of money if you just practice simple skills. Okay, this is the next one that I'm kind of struggling with currently, is the fact that I realize that college isn't the most important thing for life. In some cases, it's not really necessary. I just realized that there's so many job options, like so many jobs that are even like over the internet, or like something that is just, you don't have to have a degree for, and I think that's a good thing to look into and make sure you're making the right decision for yourself on that. Yeah, I'm kind of struggling with that right now because I don't know what I'm gonna do. Wow, I can't believe I wrote this one down. Basically, I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. Basically, everybody talks bad about you behind your back. Sorry. Talking about anybody specifically, I think that it's so good to realize that you yourself and you is like the only person that you know that's not going to talk bad about you. Don't be talking bad about yourself. Don't be talking bad about other people, but realize that you are the only one that you can truly trust. Basically, don't spill your secret. Keep them to yourself. Some things you just can keep to yourself if you don't want to be talked bad about or talked about at all, because I hate that. All right, this one's the next one that I am like really bad at recently. And that is to spend less time on your phone, because if you look at your screen time, think about how much of your life is wasted by just being on your phone all the time. I mean, it's really not good for you. It gives me headache. You know, there's like gamma rays or whatever. Like, it's not a good thing. I mean, I think it's necessary sometimes, especially since lately I've been doing online school and stuff, so I have to do my classes on the internet, and a lot of my time is spent on the internet, but I don't need more of my time taken up when I can be out doing things and enjoying myself. And I feel like since I've been kind of addicted lately, it's really taken a toll on my mental health, because I'm just like, what am I even doing? I'm just staying on my phone all day, and then the day's over just like that. Like, it's not good. So try not to do that. Try to take a day off your phone. Maybe that'll be another video of mine, taking a day off of my phone. I feel like this especially is a good age for me to be learning and growing. Basically, everybody grows and everybody changes, and a couple times I've gotten like, you've changed and stuff like that, and honestly, it's a good thing to change, and you should be changing. Everybody needs to grow, especially like right now I'm a teenager. I'm gonna grow more and change more as a person, and that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. You need to be changing and growing, and if you're not, like, that's worrisome, you know? Like, it's better to be changing than to just stay stagnant your whole life and be the same person you've always been. I mean, change in a good way, of course, but change is beneficial for you. It should be. I don't even know how many, I think I have more than 18 on here. Oh, you've changed is a compliment. I wrote that down. I think that's good. Also, I live in a cabin. I don't know if this made it like clear enough for y'all. I only have like 4 more left, so bear with me. I feel like some of these kind of tie in together, and this next one is to not let others' opinions of you define yourself. Know your intentions are good, and sometimes when I'm in a situation where, I don't know, I didn't get invited to something, or someone didn't like something that I said, something like that, it's like, it's good to reflect on yourself and make sure that you are truly being a kind person, but also to know that your intentions are good. Just to know in yourself that you're a good person, and to not let others be like, oh, I didn't get invited to something, they don't think I'm a good person. Whatever. Know you're a good person. Like, know that you aren't trying to hurt anybody, you're trying to spread happiness and whatever, but it's better to know that for yourself than to let other people tell you, because as soon as that person's gone, or as soon as like something happens that they let you down, it's only going to be worse for yourself if you can't validate yourself and make yourself happy. This might be really good advice or really bad advice. I'm not really sure. You don't have to be friends with everybody. This is my next point of advice, because I found that my friends or someone I talk to is friends with someone that I don't think I'd be friends with. I don't want to have to force myself to try and be friends with them when I know that we just don't vibe together, and that's okay. But I think you have to realize that it's gonna make you happier if you are friends with people that you know are good people and that you want to be friends with. 2 more. And these last 2 are short. I think I just put these down for funsies. To sleep in a comfortable bed. That is so important. I honestly think that you can live longer if you just are getting the right kind of sleep and the most comfortable sleep for you. My last one that I have on here, again, no particular order. This one is home is where the heart is. Lately, I've been in a lot of different homes recently. I have like 3 different places where I stay currently because just a lot of has happened in my family. It's just important to know that like it's not a place, and I feel like someone can be more secure in that if they realize that home could be anywhere. It's anywhere that makes you happy. It's anywhere that makes you feel safe. It just doesn't have to be a specific place. I feel like that's a good lesson for divorced children, really, because I have definitely learned that I have a lot of different homes, and that's okay. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that I'm comfortable in multiple places and I have my loved ones around me, and that's where I feel most comfortable. So hopefully this video wasn't all over the place. I really try to give some good advice, but sometimes my mind just wanders somewhere else, and I tried to make sure that I was getting my point across. Saying my opinions like this really just scares me, and I have like 30 something minutes of footage to edit, so this will be fun. If y'all liked it, please like and subscribe. Also comment. I love reading any comments I get. It just makes me so happy to realize that other people are watching. So yeah, I'd really enjoy that, and hopefully you guys like this. I post every Sunday. Maybe I'll try to post more. I'm thinking about it. Enjoy you guys' days, weeks, months, years. Happy holidays. Bye. Gonna let this car pass. It's like really echoey out here, so it's kind of funny. If it's a